Last hour, Mark Stein joined us, and I thought it was really interesting. We were talking about Klay Thompson, and we were talking about what's next for the Lakers now that Klay Thompson didn't go play for the team that he grew up watching, rooting for, his dad played for, now broadcast for. Here's Mark Stein last hour talking about where the Lakers go from here.
Their options are so limited, and they've also got a clock ticking because LeBron James Team USA camp is starting just in a few days this weekend, and LeBron's going to want to have his deal done by then. He's not going to want to practice with Team USA and start getting ready for the Olympics without a signed contract. There's been all the talk about LeBron's willingness to take a pay cut, but that was only if they were getting a James Harden, a Klay Thompson. Now, I think DeMar DeRozan still lands in that group, and DeMar DeRozan is still out there, but I think there is a question of how DeMar would fit. Is DeMar really willing to take, he would have to take a significant pay cut from where he is, where he's been with the Bulls for the last few seasons. But look, DeMar DeRozan is also a Southern Californian. The options for him appear to be somewhat limited in free agency. Would he be willing to join the Lakers for a lot less than he's been making with the Bulls? I'm not so sure on that.
Yeah, okay, so let's discuss this. First thing is, okay, I understand how the media has discussed the Bronny thing. Let's just get to brass tacks, okay? It was just, you heard in our update, and you've seen on social media, Bronny James is going to sign a multi-year guaranteed contract with the Lakers. I mean, we're getting to the point to where this is just silly, It's kind of a joke. And I'll draw the parallel. Last year, Amari Bailey was drafted, I think, 49 by the Charlotte Bobcats, right? Or the Charlotte Hornets now, sorry. So by the Charlotte Hornets. They didn't tender him an offer, so he's a free agent. And by the way, the Lakers go pick him up. Amari Bailey was 10 times the prospect. I mean, a player. They were on the same team 2 years ago. Wasn't really close. Not really close. Amari Bailey played at UCLA, again, 2 years ago as compared to Bronny James at USC. And again, in terms of, and Amari Bailey didn't have a great freshman year, but by about mid-year on, he started to really come on, really crank it up, and he was the 49th pick. In a better draft, no question. In a better draft, deeper draft. He was not tendered a multi-year guaranteed contract, and then he was released. Also not mentioned, it's a great kind of comeback story for Bronny to have suffered a heart attack last year, but no other player would suffer a heart attack, and then you take on that medical risk. Especially, it's not like he's a top 10 kid that slid to 55. He's probably not a second-round pick that got picked, despite the fact that he had a major heart issue just 1 year ago. And why am I bringing this thing up? Because, again, all of this becomes about LeBron. It sucks up all of the oxygen. All of it. And if you think for 1 second that guys believe the Lakers really want to win a championship, if they're spending all this time about Bronny James just to keep LeBron happy, what? Huh? Dallas wants to win. They got to the finals, and they're like, you know what? That's not good enough. We're going to add Quentin Grimes. We're going to add Klay Thompson. We're going to battle here. They have a star young center. They have the best offensive player in the league in Luka Doncic. That is a real, they want to win. Meanwhile, the Lakers, look, last year, that's the healthiest LeBron AD could ever possibly be. They didn't play every game, but that for LeBron's age and for Anthony Davis's health that's always gone up and down to be solid all year long. And still look where it got them. So that's where the Lakers and the Warriors are kind of in the same place. Right? They're going to tell you, hey, look at it. We still have LeBron and Anthony Davis. And the Warriors are going to say, hey, we still have Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Maybe they hold on to Andrew Wiggins, and then you have, of course, you got Jonathan Kuminga is their young player they think can really grow and can really evolve this year. But when your superstar is aging, when other teams are younger and better, you're just doing that to sell tickets. You're not doing that to win a championship. Right? I mean, look, and yesterday I told you I'm still willing to believe that the Warriors, that there's a big play there in them, that they're doing something that had to be done. And part of it is they've been paying the tax. And their ownership group, I'm sure, said, hey, we'll pay whatever tax if we can compete for a championship. Now it's pretty obvious that as of right now, they're not able to compete for a championship, so let's not go into second apron tax. We're not in a mode to kind of go for it. I know that what Colin used to say that when LeBron coming to LA was in mogul stage. I feel like the Golden State Warriors, they're now like that group that tours on albums that they released 5 or 6 years ago. We're not even going to play one from our new album. Or when we do, we'll just play one song from the new album. Let's just go to the hits. Let's just play those hits. It gets people in the building. It gets you feeling good. Is it anything new? Is it anything innovative? No. But, man, those were good hits back in the day. That's what the Warriors are. Whereas the Lakers, kind of same thing. They had the one run in the bubble. They had a little mini run last year where they got to the Western Conference Finals. But the reality is everybody else is young. Everybody else is better. And they're not only are they not scared of LeBron the way they used to be scared of LeBron, they don't really want to play with LeBron. They had an opportunity to, and LeBron said and made it public, hey, I'll take less money for these guys. And all those guys like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. This is not me saying this. This is the league. Right? 450 players in the NBA. The ones that want to do, the ones that matter, those top 50, they're not doing somersaults to play in LA. They're just not. And what's now for the Lakers and for the Warriors? It feels like you're just kind of playing the hits, playing it out, try and get to the playoffs, win a series, and bid adieu, right? And then do that really uncomfortable, little bit too long hug at the end of every one of those series where you're supposed to be imparting some sort of wisdom in a guy. Like, you got 10 seconds on a basketball floor. If you think those things said in somebody's ear when there's ticker tape falling that really resonates, come on, man, get over yourself. Send it to him in a text. The Lakers and the Warriors are now doing the State Fair tours. Go back, play the hits, make us dream of what we used to have. Austin Reeves is more developed than Jonathan Kuminga, but still kind of one and the same. They're good players. They're going to be really good players. Are they good enough players to ever become the best player on that team and be a championship level best team? No. Anthony Davis still more dominant than Draymond is in their very, very different roles. But the idea that Anthony Davis stays healthy or Draymond Green stays sane for an entire season, equally unlikely. And LeBron continues to be magnificent in terms of how he plays for his age, but he doesn't really guard anymore. He takes plays off on offense. And with the new age of ball movement, that's just not how he plays. He wants the ball at the top of the key to go into ISOs. And Steph's still incredible. But he's back to he's such a defensive liability. It's a lot harder to hide with this group that is more offensive minded. And while he's still effective, he's not able to be as effective because people have adjusted.